So trip kali ni aku nak ke Sungai Lembing. Untuk apa? Korang kena tengok. Stay tune.
While on the way to the field trip, let's listen to the introduction. Rock is a natural, social and cohesive conglomerate of one or more minerals in geology. There are three types of rock. First, igneous rock, a form from molten material called magma. Second, sedimentary rock, consists of fragment derived from precise rock or materials precipitated from solution. And third one, metamorphic rock, derived from either igneous or sedimentary, but it under that causes changes in mineralogy, composition, texture and internal structure. In this study, rock mass classification system to rock slope stability assessment is important and very related to the project. So our group was choose Sungai Lembing, Pahang for the geology field trip 3 days 2 nights. Let's check it out.
Nikah
lock dia. Dah lock tu tak gerak lagi lah. You boleh baca dekat end. Baca di end. Faham? End dia?
boleh antua.
Ada mengukur di angle.
Oh, lay.
Berat ni berat ni.
Pusing yang belakang ni pusing. Sampai silinder dia.
Tak apa Gil? Batu ni tak apa?
Batu ni kita kumpul. Kita ada batu shale dengan batu slate. Yang keras slate, yang lembut shale.
Baik dong kau. Hidayah kalau tengok ini adalah antara macam kita orang buat antara video untuk report kita orang, tapi santai-santai lah. Kalau Dr. Hidayah tak menerima ini sebagai video report pun tak apa. Ini untuk ilmu bersama lah. Okay. Mana tahu kalau akan datang kan, ada orang nak akan datang, pelajar-pelajar akan datang nanti nak tengok macam mana trip Sungai Lembing. Sini lah memang berbaloi tau.
Granite lah. Ini ada granite sini. Sandstone dengan shale.
Sedimen metamorfik dengan
granite.
granite.
Okey, ini mineral. Sebab dekat sini kita jumpa satu je jenis mineral iaitu quartz. Yang ni igneous.
Mana?
Yang ni paling banyak jumpa granite lah.
Khusus sikit.
Lepas tu ini metamorphic. Kalau kita tengok ada pollated line, memang dia akan jadi kat polation. Dekat metamorphic.
So kalau tak ada line,
Kalau tak ada line macam ni, tak ada line, kita masukkan dekat sedimentary. Ini sandstone.
Okey, ni sandstone, kategori sedimentary.
Sedimentary S.
Kenapa? Cepat jalan lah. So kita orang dapat task kan, kita kena measure deep angle dengan deep direction untuk batu yang ada dekat kawasan ni. Kau akan tengok kan, contoh ni granite. Sebab kata doktor ni granite. Itu basalt. Kita akan pergi sana lah, kita akan test juga. So kita dapat beza lah granite dengan basalt tu macam mana.
This for the plotting post and contouring the data. After we obtain or list the 30 data of the direction and the angle, we can plot the post. The direction is marked on the polar stereonet. The plotting post involve placing a sheet of tracing paper on the printed polar net and marking the north direction. Next, the post can be plotted. After done with plotting the data, for the contouring data, we use the cuspid coordinate and the pole orientation concentration can be found. After the pole orientation concentration are determined, We can draw the contouring data by placing the counting net over the pole and counting the number of poles in each hexagon which mark on the net. Lastly is the great circle and determine the mode of failure. There are 4 types of mode of failure, which is circular, planar, wedge and toppling. The data or result from the great circle are used to determine the mode of failure if it is fulfill the criteria for the failure. The slide shows the mode of failure and the criteria that we use to determine the mode of failure of the rocks. Okay, next I will discuss about the discontinuities at Ayer Hitam Pandan. The table shows the 30 data of deep direction and the angle that we obtain from Ayer Hitam Pandan. Next is we can start the plot the poles and draw the contour. The picture shows the drawing of the contour and the plotting the poles with the cusbic counting net to do the drawing of the contour. After we done with drawing the contour, next we must to determine the number of joints. The slide shows the number of joints of the previous contour, which is P1, P2 and P3. The deep direction and the angle of the joint are determined. After we get the data of the number of joint, deep direction and the angle, we can draw the great circle. After we done drawing the great circle, the data and result from the great circle we use to determine the mode of failure for the rocks. The table shows the mode of failure of the rock, which is 3, planar, wedge and toppling. For the planar failure, there is no criteria 1, and second, there are also no fulfill the criteria 2, and 3, P1, P2, P3 act as a release surface. Therefore, no potential for planar failure. For the wedge failure, there are no intersection of joint set, so no potential for wedge failure. For the toppling, for the criteria 1, P2, P3 fulfill the criteria 1, and second, there are 2 data of the deep angle that is incorrect, so this slope are not potential for the toppling failure.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Asnawi, and I will discuss the discontinuity of granite at Teluk Cempedak. So, this is the table for deep direction and deep angle that we take at the site at Teluk Cempedak. Then, we need to plot the deep direction and deep angle at equal area polar net. And then we need the cusbic counting net for contouring pole concentration. So we need to jot down the number and construct the contour. And then we need to construct the joint, which is we have 3 contour and we can have 3 joint here. So we got P1, P2 and P3 as a joint, and we need to determine the mode of failure, fulfill the criteria or not. So this is the mode of failure, and the granite are not potential for planar, wedge and toppling. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. So after the field trip, we have collect the deep direction and the angle data from Teluk Cempedak. So here is the data of basalt, deep direction and the angle. So as we can see, there are 30 data, deep direction and the angle. After the collect the data, so we plot the deep angle and deep direction. Alright, so there are 30 plot here. After that, we put the number. As we can see, if there is no plot, so 0. If have plot, put 1 or 2. Okay, after that, we make the contour. As we can see, this the basalt at Teluk Cempedak have 2 contour. After that, we make the critical. Alright, so from the data, P1 is direction 300, deep angle 8, and the P2 is 276, deep angle 42. So from this, from the plana, P2 is fulfill the criteria number 2. Alright, act as a release surface not potential for plana failure. After that, the wedge intersection of joint set none. Okay. After that, toppling P2 is fulfill the criteria number 1. This criteria because 260. Alright. After this, the number 2 no potential for toppling failure. So that's all for me. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Fakullah bin Azizan. My number matrix DF210033. I will present about conclusion. This study trip to Sungai Lembing has many advantages for all the students. Students can improve their knowledge of geology fields. They don't just learn it from the slides or books. They can feel it by go to the site by themselves. And then the student can gain knowledge about site work, where how the site supervisor or other people who work at site on the geology fields. And then they can improve social skills where there are need to do work in a team, and they need to always communication with each other. Okay, that's all. Thank you.